I need your help me please subscribe my channel. I read the message 3 times, my thumb hovering above the glass. San Francisco's skyline stretched beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows of my 42nd floor corner office. The Bay Bridge laced the water like thread through fabric. Freighters drifted toward Oakland while fog pressed in from the Pacific. The rent for this view could bankroll a startup, but perspective, I'd learned, earns its price. The text arrived at 2:47 p.m., slicing through a board meeting, where we were finalizing a $340 million acquisition. I had stepped out, leaving behind the chessboard of bankers and attorneys mid-game, expecting a routine message from my father. Instead, it read, "Market crashed. You're on your own now." It might have been funny if it weren't so precisely wrong. 4 or 5 years, I've been quietly sustaining what my father called a soulless family trust, shifting funds through discrete entities while he boasted about his investment genius. He thought I was a drifting freelance coder, unaware that I was actually the founder and CEO of Northstar Cloud, the company our competitors whispered about once conference doors closed. I lifted the desk phone and called Victor Ling, my private banker at Wells Fargo. He answered instantly, his tone smooth as lobby marble. "Mara, I've seen the volatility. Your hedges are secure." "I'm not calling about that, Victor," I said. "Send my father the complete statements for the soulless trust, the real ones. Every contribution, every source over the past 5 years." A pause, followed by the soft clatter keys. "Including the $14.2 million you contributed. That's 89% of the total?" "Exactly. And attach proof of beneficial ownership for all the trading accounts he believes he manages." "You're certain?" I looked back at the message, felt the decision settle in me. "Yes. Send everything. Today." By 4:30, my father's name lit up the screen. I let it ring twice before answering. "Hi, Papa." Paper rustled on his end. "Mara, Wells Fargo sent some documents. They claim your company's funded the trust. Is this an error?" "It's not," I replied evenly. "For 5 years, I've been the main contributor." "That can't be. You freelance. You work from home. How could you possibly?" "I don't freelance," I interrupted. "Haven't for years." I watched fog roll muscled and slow across the bay. "I run Northstar Cloud. We design and manage large-scale infrastructure for enterprise clients. Our valuation last quarter was $8.2 billion. Silence followed, only the hum of a refrigerator in the background. $8 billion, he whispered. "Then the market didn't wipe us out?" "No. You got a volatility alert and panicked. The funds are intact, along with my latest deposit." Footsteps. Then my mother's voice, tight with emotion. "Why would you keep this from us? Why let your father take the credit?" "Because every time I shared a win, it turned into a lecture," I said. "I needed quiet to build, and I wanted you safe, without feeling indebted to me." My brother, Lucas, chimed in on speaker. "Mara, if this is real, my MBA is pointless." "You'll finish it," I said. "Focus on your finals." I glanced at my dashboards. Clients stacked like Skyline. Media, finance, retail. "We're preparing to go public in 6 months." I told them, "If everything stays on track, my 22% stake will convert to just under $2 billion on paper." A knock on the door. My assistant's voice. "Reporters are waiting. The board's assembling." 3 minutes, I said, then turned back to the call. "I need one promise. Treat me the same. Let me keep helping quietly." Another pause. Then my mother's voice softened. "We can try. And Mara, we're proud of you." The air left my lungs like a valve opening. "Good," I said. "Here's what happens next." The board gathered at 5. We voted unanimously to move forward. Finalize the acquisition, complete the S, one within 4 weeks, and tighten communications. I issued a brief statement, no interviews, then walked the team through contingencies. When the room finally emptied, city lights flared alive like a circuit board. I called home. "We've read everything," my father said. "The statements, the LLCs. I feel foolish." "You were protecting us," I told him. "So was I, just in different ways." "We'll learn yours," my mother said, and we'll stop narrating it. Lucas laughed. Fine, I'll retire the finance lectures. Deal, I said. We moved forward. 6 months passed in a blur. Audits, road shows, aggressive recruiting. We powered through on grit and caffeine. I slept in short bursts, ate standing. And every time the media speculated, I remembered my promise. Help without ceremony. I kept showing up. Sunday dinners, doctor visits, small gifts that didn't draw attention. Silence felt earned now, no longer hiding, just peace. On listing day, we stood beneath a sea of North Star logos. The opening bell rang out. The stock lifted, then climbed. My stake crystallized into numbers that once belonged only in dreams. Papa squeezed my hand. Meja, he said quietly, are you happy? I searched inward. Pressure hummed. Pride steadied it. Yes, I said, because we're here together. That night, we celebrated at a restaurant I'd quietly purchased last month, on the same block where his first diner once stood. Glasses rose. Papa stood. Tomorrow, he said, voice steady, eyes bright. Who kept our home standing when we thought the beams would break? Who showed us that real wealth is measured in care? He sat, eyes wet, and the table closed around me like an embrace. Later in my loft, I opened the balcony doors to the cool marine air and texted our family group chat. Grateful. Tomorrow we get back to work. The trust was never lost. It had simply revealed its trustee.